Hey everybody. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit of a story about this same week last year. So this week last year, I had just basically had only been in the city for a couple of months, and it was the same record-breaking week that we're about to go into this week. So one of the big things was we had to come up with commitment, something that we were going to die trying to get. And so Amar was asking for the whole office what commitments we were going to get. Now, I didn't have anybody on my team. I did have a couple of brand new people that I'd hired. So there was a few people that were just starting to study, like Tiffany and Fazia and Matt McBride and Maggie and James Davidson and Barry and a few different people that were already in the pipeline that were studying. And I needed to make sure that I put up a good show for record week, even though I had to put in at least 40 hours into the office. I had to do all of my seconds, all of my after groups, all of my own finals. I had to do my own pipeline management. I had to make sure that I was there pretty much 40 hours a week, and at the same time come up with a commitment that would be a good showing for my team of one. So I told Amar and the rest of the office at the managers meeting on Monday morning that my commitment for the week was 7,000. And that was Monday to Sunday, because honestly, I just wanted to make sure that I showed everybody that was still studying that I was going to be on top producers, even though I still fulfilled all the rest of my duties during the week. So Monday evening, I had 4 sits. I wrote a $1,300 sale. Tuesday, I blanked. Wednesday, I took off, which was a bad move on my part, because Thursday I came in for booking night and booked my butt off and made sure that I filled up Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday went out and I blanked. Saturday came around and I was pretty tired from a long week. I was pretty stressed out too. I had 2 days left. I was only at 1,300 and I committed to 7 grand. So I went to all my sits. I had four or five sits on Saturday. Sold one in the morning, which ended up canceling after lunch and withdrawing. So I basically blanked again. Here I find myself at 6:30 just arriving home on a Saturday, and I've got 4 appointments for tomorrow, Sunday, and I'm so far at $1,300. So I knew I had to change the news. So I went and hit the phones and booked my butt off from 6:30 until about 9:15 on Saturday night, because as I said, I made a commitment of 7,000, which means I will die before I will not, before I'll give up. So I have to make sure that I get 7 grand. So I went hard that night and booked another 4 appointments for Sunday. So I had in total 8 appointments set up for Sunday. I know I'm going to end up losing a couple. So on my way out to Cochrane, which is where all my appointments were, on Sunday morning, I made sure that I was there an hour early before I started. My first appointment was at 10, but I made sure I was out there. So I left the house at about 8:15, out there at about 8:45, had a coffee, some breakfast, got my head squared on. At the same time, too, I called my mentor, Troy Plummer, and I just wanted to tell him, listen, I'm doing 7,000 today. Whatever it takes, no matter what happens, I made a commitment to hit 7,000. I got 8 on paper today. I'm going to do whatever it takes. And Troy said, well, listen, I know you're going to do. How many you got on paper? I said 8. He goes, okay, well then don't even worry about it. You're already there. I said, I'm not worried about it. I just wanted to make my commitment that much more in stone by telling you what I'm going to do for the day and what my plan is. I then called Amar and did the exact same thing. I went out that day and I started with my sits. And as I went through my sits through the day, things started getting pushed back. So in between appointments, when I was racing the 4-minute drive to the next appointment or the 10-minute drive to the next appointment, I'd have to call the next 2 or 3 to tell them that I'm going to be an hour late, an hour and a half late, 2 hours late, and so on. And it kept getting pushed back. Well, I ended up sitting with 7 of the 8 appointments that day. My last appointment was at 11 o'clock at night in Cremona with a POS where the husband didn't qualify and ended up enrolling the wife in another $100 a month. And I pushed so hard that day that I ended up closing 6 out of the 7 sits that I had. And I wrote $7,800, putting me to a total of $9,100 for the whole week. And that $9,100 for the whole week obviously was Altig TV. It was top in the office. But the bottom line is I did whatever it took to make sure that I followed through with my commitment. So that's the kind of effort, mentality, mental commitment. I'm not doing it for anybody else. I'm doing it for me. And my word to me is the most important thing that I can think of. So I just wanted to make sure that going into this week that you have the same mindset, that it doesn't matter if it's a bad week. It doesn't matter if it's a bad day. You made a commitment, so make sure that you follow through. If it's a bad day, make sure it isn't tomorrow. There's only one way to do that, and that's by creating monstrous activity for tomorrow. So if you do 11 to 70 on Monday, and you end up only sitting with 2 people and you don't close anybody on Monday, then guess what? You put in the extra hours, make the extra phone calls, and make sure that the next day you've got 6 or 7 or 8 sits. That way you can guarantee yourself that you won't repeat bad days. And if you do repeat bad days, if you keep sharp, keep motivated, keep positive, and you keep working hard, then it only takes one day to have a great week. And I'll tell you, a $7,000 day is one day that puts your entire week on top producers for all of Altig. So make this your absolute best week, and let's show all of Altig who helped the entire company break this record, because Team Bentley and Team McBride are going to put Calgary back on the map again this month.